Hi guys, welcome back. I am so happy to be with you guys again. Yes, I am very excited because of the input that I'm getting, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. I wanted to discuss, as you know, I am a follower of Christ, of Jesus Christ. Okay, the walk is not easy because Jesus said to take up your cross and follow me. And now my cross are all the drama, the issues, the hiccups, the unfulfillment that I may have felt in the past, all the hurt, all the disappointment in myself, all of those were the cross that I had to carry. And he said, "Come to me, for my yoke and my burden is light." He didn't say, "Come to me and your burden and yoke is light," because he know the burdens of life and the yokes of this life is not easy. But he said, if you come to me, my yoke and my burden is light. So I'm going to take up my cross and I'm going to take upon Jesus's yoke and burden, for they are light. My sisters and brothers, yes, I always come back to Jesus' teaching because I believe that Jesus was truly the way, the truth, and the life. Okay? He truly came here to show us the way, the truth, and the life. And sometimes religion just get it all mixed up and make us seem as though Jesus was some sort of supernatural human. No, he wasn't. He was just like me and you, born of the flesh, born of a woman, he said. But he knew the truth, that secret of the relationship of humanity and our source of life. He knew that, and he came here to show us that. He came here to show us the way. He came here to teach us the truth. He came here to show us the true life that we, as born of an earthly mother and father, he came here to show us that, hey, even though we're born of an earthly mother and father, that the same way God used him, because his favorite quote was always, "I and the Father are one." Remember now, the Father is our creator. He is the creator of the universe. So if Jesus, even in spite of him being always called a blasphemer by the Pharisees, "Oh, who do you think you are?" And they always were shunning him because of certain things, that the confidence that he had, knowing that the Father was in him, he did not step back. There was no fear in him. He believed that God of the universe, the source of life, him and that source of life was one. And so he didn't have any fear. Wherever he went about the Father's work. And this brings me to my topic today, our purpose on this earth. Some of us, okay, we strive for the corporate ladder, we strive for the status, we strive for the education, for the degree. Yes, but each of us that are here, I'm always saying that we are all connected. And because of our connection on this earth, we're like specks in this whole big universe. Okay? Each of us are like specks in this whole universe. And all of us have one thing in common, is that we come from that one source of life. Whether you be Chinese, black, white, whatever it is, we are all from one source of life. That one breath, we all have it. The same red blood runs through every one of our veins. And so sometimes we may take it out of context and may feel as though we are something, but really we are nothing. The Bible tells us that without God, we are nothing. Without the Father in us, working through us, we are nothing. No matter what we may have accomplished in this life, And what we are about to accomplish, without the Father, we are nothing. And the Father, of course, is love. And we know about it in my previous video. I said it in Corinthians that without love, we are nothing. Yes, the Father is love because He loves us so much. He loved us so much. The way that He continuously protecting us, showing us love, His grace. It's just, I mean, even though some people will be like, how come God is such a loving God, but He allows certain things to happen in this earth? God ways are higher than man ways. So if we're going to ask that question, I think we need to get a little more higher. Come a little higher into the spirit, right? And so Jesus, back to Jesus teaching again, Jesus said that I and the Father are one. Okay? Those who serve God must serve Him in spirit and in truth. Meaning that we have to detach ourselves daily of the things of this world, of the thoughts and feelings of this world. Because truth be told, those things will pass. Only what is done for God will last. That is what Jesus said to us. Because He always brought back to us, when the Pharisees would ask Him any questions, or the disciples, He said, I'm about my Father's work. I'm about doing my Father's work. What I was created, what my reason for coming down to this earth, my purpose was to do my Father's work. And that's what He was all about, was doing His Father's work. He was about teaching the truth. He was about showing others the way. And He was about life. There's a whole science and study of life. He was about teaching us how to be, how to live, how to get the best out of this life, how to experience heaven on earth. My sister and brother, is something that's something that's quite not easy to do, to take up the cross and follow Jesus. It is not, because you know what, we are still, even me, still fighting with the flesh, still fighting with the things of this world. That's why He said, be greater is He that is in me. That means the Spirit of the Father that is in me is greater than the Letha that's in this world. It's greater than the struggles that Letha goes through this world. It's greater than the desires of this world. Which, and I'm not saying that God doesn't want the best for us. Of course, who father wouldn't want the best for their child? He would want the best for us, but He wants us to experience more than just tangible things. Because those things, like I said, will pass. They are Mormon. They are made of dust. They would fade. Our house will crumble down and go back to dirt. A car will rust and go back and turn back to where from whence it came. But to build up the spirit, to strengthen the spirit man, the divinity that's in us, it is the best thing that you could ever do for yourself. And that is what Jesus came to show us. We know, well, I know that Jesus was an ordinary man just like me and you. Because you know what? He went through struggles. Because after we knew that after 40 days of His fast, He was tested. And I know some of you are not going to like what I'm going to say, but we are always looking for this entity which we call the devil, and we blame everything on him if it's bad. But no, our God, our Father, who created this whole universe and everything that is in it, He said it was good. So when we are tempted, like Jesus was after 40 days of fasting, am I going to say it's the devil that's tempting me? No, it is that flesh part of me that still is not dead, because as long as I am in this world, the flesh is going to be there. That's why Paul said, daily I strive to reach perfection. That should be our daily. That's why the awareness and the awakening of the conscious is so important. Because when you are awakened and the awareness of the consciousness, it daily keeps a tab on you. So daily you are being reminded, you are being aware of your character, your behavior, your actions daily. So we see that Jesus was tempted. He was tempted by his own flesh. Because how is it that he fasted for 40 days, right? And after 40 days, we know as any human being, you're going to be hungry. Of course, you do it for 3 days and you like shaking, right? Can't even stand up with weakness. So if Jesus did that for 40 days, we know after him coming out of that, he would have been hungry. So his flesh started to speak to him. But because his 40 days wasn't for dieting purposes, it wasn't for a status purposes, it wasn't for a religious purposes, but because it was him trying to get a closer relationship with the divine, him trying to stay connected with the Father, he knew that the greater that was in him was greater than the person that he was on this earth. So he knew that the spirit that was in him, the spirit of the Father that was within him, was greater than this hunger, was greater than his own ego. Because the point where the devil himself again, the flesh part of him again, tempted him to jump off the building. Remember I told you prior that he had no fear when it came to the work of the Father, because he knew who he was in God. He knew the work that he had to be done. It wasn't going to be easy. He knew that, and he always stood up and did it fiercely. So now the ego came and tried to trick him, knowing that, hey, yeah, you weren't fearless back then in front of the Pharisees. Oh, you were doing all these miracles. You were doing all these things. You weren't afraid then. But now, since you have so much faith and you have so much power, and the God that is in you is so powerful and is able to do and the impossible, why don't you jump off the building? The word of God is so deep. I thank God for the Bible. It is one of the books that I do lean on mostly because there are other books, but I have not fully went into depth in them. So I do take a lot of my analogies from the Bible. And sisters and brothers, this is the way that we should be. We should, with the spirit of awareness, we should be analyzing daily our walk with Christ. And it's so sad to say that a lot of Christians today say, they ain't ashamed to say, I'm a Christian. Meaning the word Christian coming from Christ-like. Are you being Christ-like to carry that name that you are a Christian? Are you loving unconditionally when you know your brother right here sitting with you eating is gonna be the one that sell you for 30 pieces of silver? Are you still going to love that person even though you know they're gonna deny you? Even though you know after you've done all you can, you sacrificed yourself, you became selfless by healing, feeding these people, that still is gonna turn their back on you when you mostly need them. But Jesus didn't stop. He didn't stop. He knew, one, that we were all connected, that we all are from one source. And even though whatever may be going on, I'm not going to change. So he continued to love. He continued to do. There is no greater love than that. And that love can only come from the Father. Because this flesh is very biased. So guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I love you guys. It's always a pleasure to be in your company. I pray for peace, love, and harmony and joy to you all. Guys, leave a comment. Like the video, share it if you may. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to my old time subscribers, and thank you for the ones that are coming. Much love. Take care.